What's up, guys? This is Alex from the Duran, and today we're going to take a look at a Tommy Robinson video. Actually, two Tommy Robinson videos. The first one was for a protest over the weekend in Leeds. Not a lot of people, I would say maybe 50 to 100 people. They're protesting the ongoing imprisonment of Tommy Robinson, who was sentenced to 13 months for giving a Facebook Live video outside of a grooming gang's trial. And the judge sentenced him after 6 hours of deliberation to 13 months in prison. So these people, this was in Leeds. So this is about 50 to maybe 100 people outside of Leeds protesting the continued imprisonment of Tommy Robinson. From what we understand, his lawyers are trying to get that sentence reduced, but the protests are continuing. They're continuing in the UK, and this video documents some of those protests that happened over the weekend. The second interview is from last night's Tucker Carlson Tonight Show, where Tucker highlights the plight of Tommy Robinson, and he calls Tommy Robinson a persona non grata. He is highlighting how the UK is suppressing free speech, is making people disappear, and this is true. The UK government is making people disappear. People that disagree with the government narrative, the open borders narrative, the fake, the hoax, I think, racist, bigot narrative that they try to push on people who disagree with them, the Russia did it narrative. Anyone who disagrees with the narratives of the UK government is being made to shut up and is being made to disappear. That goes for Tommy Robinson. It goes for Julian Assange of WikiLeaks. And also, don't forget, we had the Skripals poisoning, where the two people that were poisoned, supposedly by the Putin government, it was a complete hoax. But the narrative that they tried to push was that Russia did it. It was a complete failure. Those two, the Skripals, have been made to disappear, to vanish. And so Tucker highlights that in this segment. Take a look at both videos. They're really good. If you like them, click the subscribe button down below. Also click the notifications bell to get notifications every time we push out a new video. And don't forget, visit the Duran shop, buy a t-shirt, help support the Duran. Until next time, take care.
She's like Tommy, but she's been worse.
But first, for centuries, Great Britain was the forefront of human freedom. That country gave us the freedom of speech and of the press. It led efforts to abolish the slave trade and slavery itself, and God bless them for that. Of course, that country created the common law, due process rights that we take for granted today, and a lot more. But freedom in Britain is on the decline now, dramatically. Tommy Robinson, for example, sits in jail tonight for the crime of reporting on a child grooming trial, a rape trial. Meanwhile, a judge is calling for the mass blunting of kitchen knives in the UK in response to a wave of knife attacks, as if that's the cause or the solution. It's a mess. Anne-Marie Waters is the founder of the For Britain political party, and she joins us tonight. So thanks so much for coming on, by the way. Those of us who are not in the UK sort of looked on in stunned surprise at what has happened to Tommy Robinson, and more than that, at the lack of response from the cultural establishment in Great Britain to what is being done to him in retaliation for speaking what he thinks is true. Has there been any complaint from the media establishment in your country about what's going on?
Oh, absolutely not. Tommy Robinson is persona non grata as far as the mainstream media is concerned, as well as various human rights groups. They ignore any persecution of people that they don't politically agree with. And Tommy Robinson is one of many people who faces and has faced and would continue to face persecution of some kind. If you say anything negative, even if you don't go along with the positive, the endless praise of Islam in this country, you will find some form of persecution, whether it's by the state in terms of arresting people for Islamophobic comments, or from the media, who will immediately denounce you as racist and fascist and far right, regardless of what your political views may be. If you speak negatively about Islam, you are rendered far right, and then persona non grata. So that the mainstream media is not interested at all in speaking up for Tommy Robinson or anyone else who speaks negatively about Islam. There is a persecution, and as you say, our freedoms are rapidly being eroded, and rapidly, even more rapidly, in just the last few years. Things are really declining in terms of political freedoms in Britain. It's very, very worrying, and it's very serious, and the media is not talking about it at all, which of course makes it even more serious.
It's stunning. You don't have to take a position on Islam itself to take a position in favor of the freedom of speech, which you bequeathed the world, and now it's dying in your country. And that is a sad story, but I'm glad to hear it from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.